God, the boss is funny. No, I'll tell you something. He really is funny, and he really should do stand-up. And I love Bill Nye's Ghoster. That's awesome. And Alan built the rocket shoes of him. You made that snowman come to life with the flower. Wow, I love my friends, and I love my God, and I love my country, and God bless America, I guess. What else can you say?
Wow. Just wow. I mean, what an ending. What a sensational season of television. I mean, we're watching history happen before our eyes. Move out of the way, Breaking Bad. Move out of the way, Succession. This is how you write an ending. Peak television is back, baby. Unironically though, this show might just be goofy, silly jokes, but conceptually, Smiling Friends is accomplishing something truly special. The first season was already amazing, but with its second season, Smiling Friends just exceeded all expectations and redefined the meaning of adult animation as a whole. Halfway through its 8-episode season, Smiling Friends became the #1 most streamed show on Max, and it immediately got renewed for a third season. It's starting to look like Smiling Friends is slowly taking up the adult animation crown. I mean, Inside Job got cancelled, people turned sour on Rick and Morty due to the controversy, South Park's edgy humor is getting old, and no one under 30 still watches Family Guy unless it's accompanied by a Subway Surfers gameplay. I mean, obviously Smiling Friends isn't that mainstream yet, but they're slowly getting there. You can definitely see that due to the success of the first season, Michael and Zach were given a bigger budget for this new season. Not only is the animation more ambitious and generally better, there's also an increased inconsistency in the different animation styles, making the show even more colorful and distinct, while also giving opportunities to other animators. When you juxtapose this creative fervor of Smiling Friends to the visual bore of the average adult animation, it's easy to understand why Smiling Friends is quickly becoming so successful. However, while the show becomes increasingly versatile in its animation, it somehow manages to not lose its dry simplicity, which is the comedic heart of the show. It's still just those simple, mundane, seemingly improvised dialogue scenes that make the show and make Smiling Friends feel like just a serialized YouTube animation. I think with Smiling Friends, people finally feel understood, like we're not being catered to. Smiling Friends feels like it's made by people who have a general grasp on what's happening nowadays and how you make it all funny. Smiling Friends is simply in touch with the world and the general cultural climate, whatever that means. It's hard to explain, but as opposed to taking an issue from the world and centering an episode and the jokes around it, Smiling Friends knows that we're already living in such a self-aware world that satire doesn't even work anymore. So they'll rather just implement features from the modern world into the show and use them as conduits for jokes, as opposed to making a certain topic the butt of a joke entirely. I think the Mr. President episode is the perfect example of this. The episode isn't targeting anyone in specific, it's just using this premise of a comedically incompetent president as a foundation for the episode to then build off of, rather than making that the whole joke and giving some cynic commentary on the state of the world. Smiling Friends just has a great understanding of how the internet is influencing people's sense of humor and uses that to its advantage. For example, while Family Guy would make a bit on Skibbity Toilet or whatever the fuck, Smiling Friends just understands what makes brain rot comedy so bad yet funny, and that feeling of uncaring self-awareness seeps through the show as a whole. Smiling Friends comedy just feels very internet coded, which obviously makes sense seeing how both Smiling Friends creators got their start on YouTube. This is why Smiling Friends is able to play so casually with these gags like front-facing characters, perfectly cut screams, and other bits that all originated from internet memes. On top of that, there's also the occasional reference to a YouTube video, as well as cameos by YouTubers or various other online personalities. While the previous season had its own fun little cameos, this season had some absolutely stacked features, with guys like Nostalgia Critic and Joel Haver showing up. I swear, we are so close to getting a Dax Flame cameo on Smiling Friends. Now, because Smiling Friends unabashedly embraces its internet roots, meme culture and the internet in general latch onto these gags and perpetuate them, creating a treadmill of online interaction and dialogue around the show. I have rarely seen this much fan art, fan animations, memes, videos, video essays, and whatever else about a show, proportionally to the show's relatively limited popularity at least. The online dialogue around Smiling Friends is also just so funny, exactly because Smiling Friends as a whole is so in touch with internet trends, memes, and humor in general. Even the channels who just post clips of the show give their own funny little twist to them. Through memes and ironic videos, people online are all playing into and expanding on the jokes of the show. For example, the way everybody acts like Gwimbly is real. In the first episode of Smiling Friends' second season, we followed a supposed iconic video game character, Gwimbly, but the rest of the season would only start airing weekly in May. And in this month of anticipation for the rest of the Smiling Friends season, the fan base made up all this lore and background information, made all these animations, and even whole-ass video games pretending Gwimbly was an actual real video game character in the late 2000s. And I don't think I even have to say it, but this is the kind of promotion that big studios can only dream of. They can keep pumping money into boring ads and useless promotion, but the online interaction around Smiling Friends just serves as proof that good material promotes itself. And I'm kind of just making this video to celebrate that, actually. As a content creator, I'm so proud of Zach and Michael. To see those two critters beat all the calculated, creatively bankrupt big studio productions with their own passion project. For so long, old school mainstream media has been clogging the pipes where the creativity of the people is supposed to flow, and with Smiling Friends, it feels like finally the internet is hitting back. Like now we finally see how outclassed mainstream media produced by big companies is when a show like Smiling Friends comes along. A show that actually puts in effort. It just goes to show that when you give some creative guys from the online spaces, and I don't mean influencers or just famous YouTubers, but actual original creators, if you give those original people born from the internet who gained a following through creative merit, a budget and free reign, they'll always make something 10 times better than anything an out-of-touch production company could produce. So yeah, fuck corporate bullshit media and let's go Smiling Friends. Let's go internet! Also, is it just me, or was that last episode low-key spiritual and deep? Like, Rod and the Snowman really just became one with the universe after dying. Anyway.